Coming up on News Live at 6, how Asian American and Pacific Islander Month celebrations are embracing heritage and community.
Plus, the weather has been nothing but inconsistent here in Syracuse. What you can expect this upcoming week in just a few minutes.
Hopping Town saga continues. How a meeting today could help decide the future of the abandoned property.
Campus News Leader.
Syracuse University has a new Student Government Association president. Emily Castillo-Malayan was selected to lead SGA's 70th session. Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Anjana Dasam.
I'm Tyler Oldano. Our Grace McCloskey spoke to her on the goals for the upcoming term.
For Emily Castillo-Malayan, getting to Syracuse University wasn't a given. As a first-generation college student, she arrived here on a Passe scholarship, and from her very first semester, she got to work.
I grew up, unfortunately, understanding that there are a lot of spaces that weren't always very welcoming to me, and understanding how to navigate those spaces, and despite what they might have been built for, transforming that to make sure that I have a voice in it.
That drive took her from Maxwell Assembly representative to Speaker of the Assembly, and this spring to the top of the student government entirely with her Promise of Progress campaign.
What I bring to this position is not just a deep understanding of this organization and university. It is a voice.
For Emily, it's not just about student government. It's about a bigger moment, a new chancellor, a shifting campus, and making sure students aren't left out of the conversation. It all happens in here.
This is the moment to raise the bar, to negotiate with faculty. There's a lot of things that go unnoticed, go untalked about at this campus.
Her plan starts simply, a table outside Shine during fall welcome week so students can meet their leaders face to face. The inauguration for the 70th session is April 27th at Maxwell Auditorium.
I would tell my younger self to keep going, keep working for it, that it'll all pay off, and that there is, a space for her in this world.
Cabinet positions are open through April 16th. In Syracuse, I'm Grace McCloskey, CitrusTV News.
Grace, thank you. And Syracuse Student Government Association is hosting a campus farmers market on April 12th from 12 to 5 p.m. It's backed by popular demand from last year and is located in Walnut Park across from Byrd Library. There'll be music, clothing, art, and food. The event is centered around supporting small businesses in Syracuse.
In an email sent to graduating students, the Office of University and Advancement Events announced a commencement rehearsal will take place on May 7th, at 12 p.m. It will be in the JMA Wireless, and participants should enter through the Gate D. Graduates should not wear their cap and gown. Not yet, guys. You'll get your chance eventually. The first 350 students will receive a special gift.
And another booster is coming to the aid of the Syracuse basketball. CEO of J.J. Lane Construction, David Lane, is making a $100,000 donation to the program. This matches fellow donor Vinny Lobdell's pledge. This comes just a week after SU announced the Give Back GMAC campaign to encourage contributions to the program.
And this past week, the Office of Belonging and Student Success hosted the kickoff for AAPI Month. Our Zara Mullick has more what the month means for students and the upcoming events to look out for.
Thanks, Tyler. Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month starts in May, but SU celebrates early to acknowledge AAPI culture during the academic year. I spoke to students to get a better idea of what honoring AAPI means to them and how they celebrate their culture on campus.
Where we are in time, just creating awareness and making spaces where people feel like they can be themselves and just be creative and learn and connect with their heritage is super important.
Students like Brooke explain how AAPI celebrations are more important now than ever. And one student explained how these events are essential at a school like SU.
Because we go to Syracuse, which is predominantly white institution, so it's very important for us to have a month and have a space for us to showcase our culture and kind of show off what makes us us.
Starlin also shared how she's celebrating her heritage on campus through the Filipino holiday of Flores de Mayo.
So in the Philippines, Flores de Mayo is kind of the celebration of the beginning of spring. It's a huge festival. So for AAPI month, we kind of wanted to have a celebration that just was inclusive to everyone, showcase our food, dancing. That's just Filipino culture. We're very, very happy and we love to dance and sing.
The Flores de Mayo celebration, in addition to all AAPI-related events, including celebrations, workshops, and speaker events, can be found on the university events calendar. The month will conclude on April 23rd with a Solidarity in Action discussion. That's all from me today. Anjana and Tyler, back to you.
Sarah, thank you for your coverage. And sticking with those AAPI month events, University Union is holding a showing of the movie Parasite. In addition to watching the movie, attendees can create origami art. Food and drinks, including a mochi bar, will also be provided. The event is tonight at 8:30 in Shine Underground, and admission is free.
And the Community Folk Arts Center Film Festival is starting on April 16th and going through April 18th. The Real Stories Film Festival celebrates the power of film to inspire conversation, preserve stories, and build community. Thursday at 6 p.m. there will be the opening screening of Space to Breathe and Perception. Friday from 5 to 10:30 p.m. there will be various screenings, and on Saturday there will be a double feature from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Well, Tyler, we have been seeing that inconsistent weather. I mean, I look out the window this morning and I see snow, and it's April. I think Syracuse is confused. Like, April, we need to be warm. I need to see the sunshine, but I've saw it a little bit today, but not enough.
Yeah, I brought out my shorts this weekend for what feels like the first time in centuries, and I had to put them back this morning. I had to put them back. Skylar, can I take them back out again?
Yeah, Anjana and Tyler, going to Syracuse University for almost 2 years now, I've definitely learned to expect the unexpected when it comes to the weather. Over the weekend, we saw beautiful weather conditions. The sun was out and shining. All the students were out on the quad enjoying the warm weather, and temperatures hit the mid-70s. But then today, although the sun was out, the temperature dropped significantly. Like you said, we also saw some snow flurries. The clouds came back out, and the wind gusts definitely picked back up. And last week, I wasn't wearing a jacket or gloves when I was outside, but today I'm all bundled up, and I definitely recommend you doing the same if you're planning on heading out of the house anytime tonight. It is currently 40 degrees outside, and the temperature is only expected to drop to about 33 degrees later tonight. However, tomorrow morning we can expect some more snow flurries, but only about 1 inch of snow to accumulate overnight, so it won't make too much of a change. But again, I'll have more on your 5-day forecast and if we can expect any warm weather to come back this upcoming week when I'm back in the studio. That's all I have for now, though. Back to you guys.
Skylar, thank you. And for the first time, the average gas price in Syracuse is above $4. The actual price is $4.01 per gallon. This is a 12-cent increase from last week and up 80 cents from 1 month ago. The New York average is up to $4.07 a gallon, and the national average is past $4 and the 10-cent mark.
And looking locally, Liverpool Central School District is going to be proposing to cut 78 jobs. The Liverpool Board of Education is going to vote on these cuts at 6 p.m. tonight. The cut would save $4.6 million, changing the $17 million budget gap to $13 million. Jobs cut would be 3 administrators, 7 teachers, 32 teaching assistants, 5 teacher aides, and 5 school bus drivers. Some employees were offered retirement incentives.
And Clay's town board is stepping back tonight after deciding it will take no action regarding a proposed noise law impacting Micron's construction. The board was set to vote on the issue tonight, but announced earlier today that the item had been removed from the agenda. The proposal would have exempted Micron's from the town's noise ordinance, allowing construction from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Town officials say taking the proposal off the agenda was supposed to fix a filing error from 2024.
We're looking right now, the Onondaga County, they're holding a meeting tonight for the ideas to redevelop the Shopping Town Mall. This comes after a judge allowed the Industrial Development Agency's request to buy the last remaining property in the building. Current potential plans include housing, offices, and other commercial buildings. Tonight's meeting goes until 7 p.m. Any proposals are due May 14th at 3 p.m. We'll take you to that meeting right now.
Yes.
Is the resident of DeWitt, you know, I've been to Shopping Town since I was a teenager, and it's never going to be Shopping Town again, and the state as that is, I get it. I was very excited about DeWitt lease, and my understanding is there was an environmental impact study on with that in mind.
Correct.
I don't believe that there's been an updated one with the
And the town of Salina is asking to shut down a smoke shop who failed to get licensed. Top Smoke World Corp on Court Street is facing a lawsuit to stop selling all tobacco and vape products. The lawsuit asks for the shop to stop operations in Salina and anywhere in Onondaga County. The owner never successfully got a tobacco retail license from the town and has failed to do so since 2023.
And Governor Hochul of the New York State Department of Transportation announced a statewide effort to fill potholes and pave roads throughout the month. More than 200 crews will work to fill the 175,000 potholes. The department has plans to fill hundreds of thousands of more as it gets warmer in the coming months. Hochul says the plan will make potholes a thing of the past.
Basic functions of government that get overlooked, but if you don't put the money behind it, it doesn't happen. So that's what we want to accentuate here today is our massive investments to get this done, working in conjunction with local officials. Again, our goal is to turn potholes into knotholes.
Technical difficulties. Additionally, Governor Hochul announced a near $60 million paving plan on Long Island.
And sticking with Governor Kathy Hochul, she also announced the expansion of a new AI training tool for the New York State workforce. Hochul says that this tool will be available to over 100,000 state employees and will be provided in over 50 state agencies. This expansion makes New York the largest state in the nation to provide AI technology to its entire state workforce. Hochul said in a press release, quote, "We are putting New York at the forefront of the AI revolution, ensuring that the journey forward is safe and responsible," unquote.
And the New York State Police is participating in a national distracted driving enforcement campaign starting today until April 13th. This campaign is being called Put the Phone Away or Pay. Troopers will focus on drivers using phones while driving through specialized vehicles called concealed identity traffic enforcement vehicles. Last year, the campaign issued over 22,000 tickets, with over 4,000 of those being distracted driver violations.
Penalties for distracted driving on the first offense has fines ranging from $50 to $200. Probationary and junior drivers, however, face a 120-day license suspension for their first offense.
Coming up, the Supreme Court making a major decision, why one case is now being dropped because of it.
Plus, the Trump administration ending civil rights regulations, who it's impacting, just after the break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're watching CitrusTV News, live at 6, with Anjana Dasam, Tyler Oldano, and Skylar Smith. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Looking in Washington, the Supreme Court is clearing the way for the Justice Department under President Trump to dismiss the criminal case against former advisor Steve Bannon. Bannon was convicted in 2022 for defying a congressional subpoena related to the January 6th investigation.
Bannon has already served a 4-month prison sentence but continued to fight the case. The ruling could formally end the case, which has been discussed since 2021.
The Trump administration is ending multiple civil rights settlements that would give transgender students rights to equal opportunity in education. The Education Department says that there is no history or rule to follow in canceling these kinds of agreements. This forces school officials to choose to follow state standards or federal standards, or state laws.
The Trump administration has opened at least 40 civil rights investigations into schools that provide protections for transgender students. These actions are an effort to enforce President Trump's executive order that the government recognize only a person's sex assigned at birth.
Taking a look in the Middle East, the President Donald Trump says a proposed ceasefire in the Iran war is, quote, not good enough, unquote. As tensions continue to escalate, the president continues his threats to strike Iranian power plants and bridges.
Iran rejected a temporary 45-day truce and called for a permanent end to the war. Meanwhile, Israel says it struck a key petrochemical site in Iran. Iran warns that attacks on the infrastructure could trigger more consequences as the conflict shows no signs of slowing down.
And now to the latest on the Artemis 2. The crew is currently conducting their lunar flyby. At around 2 p.m., the crew broke the record for the farthest distance humans have traveled from Earth. That was previously set by the Apollo 13 crew all the way back in 1970.
Yeah, and shortly before 3, the crew began lunar observations. In about half an hour, Mission Control will lose contact with the Orion craft due to the Earth set, which is the Earth gliding behind the moon from the ship's perspective.
And at around 7, Orion will be its closest distance to the moon at just over 4,000 miles from its surface. At around 7:30, Earthrise will end, meaning that NASA should regain communication with the crew, and lunar observations should end at around 9:30 tonight.
And today's show anchor Savannah Guthrie returned to the show for the first time since her mother's disappearance. Guthrie came back 64 days after Nancy Guthrie was believed to be abducted from her home in Arizona.
On air, Guthrie thanked her viewers for their support and said that it felt good to be back. She said, quote, "I've received so many letters, so much kindness to me and my whole family. We feel it. We feel your prayers. Thank you so much," unquote.
Investigators have no new updates in the case, and her mother remains missing.
And coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your 5-day forecast. Stick with us.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. We're looking at your 5-day forecast. Now tomorrow we are going to experience some snow showers with a high of 35 degrees and a low of 25 degrees, but luckily on Wednesday the sun is going to come back out with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 23 degrees. On Thursday it is going to be partly sunny with a high of 63 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. And on Friday and Saturday it is going to rain with a high of 60 degrees on Friday and a low of 47 degrees on Friday, and a high of 52 degrees on Saturday and a low of 39 degrees on Saturday. And I know earlier I was saying that the weather in Syracuse has been super inconsistent, but I wanted to look back at last April and see how it compared. So every April we do have some pretty active wintry weather, although it is technically springtime. The coldest day last April was on April 8th when we hit a high of 33 degrees, and just a week later we also saw our last snow for the month. But a few weeks earlier we actually experienced the warmest day, which was on April 3rd with a high of 72 degrees. And the first 15 days of last April were cooler than typical and on average. So this definitely makes me hope that warmer weather is coming, but this inconsistent weather in Syracuse is definitely normal for this month. But again, I'm hoping for warmer and more consistent weather ahead. But Sam, I heard it was a busy weekend in lacrosse. What's going on in sports?
Yeah, that's right, Skylar. There was some warmer weather down in North Carolina, and that's where both men's and women's lacrosse for Syracuse were this past weekend. And with both teams riding win streaks, would that momentum continue? You'll find out the answer next in sports, so stick around.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is 28-1.
28-1.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Well, now a few that means the conference slate is ramping up in the world of lacrosse, and it's time to crown a national champion on the hardwood. Welcome into sports. I'm Sam Reese. We'll start on the lacrosse field because after an 0-3 start to the season, third-ranked Syracuse women's lacrosse went into this past weekend having won its last 10 games. And on Saturday, SU traveled down to 18th-ranked Duke with the goal of making it 11 straight. So that was the question. Could they win their 11th in a row? Well, it was actually Avery Doran who opened the scoring for the home team, giving the Blue Devils a 1-0 lead just a minute in. But Syracuse settled in. Back-to-back goals, and the second one coming from none other than Molly Guzik. She's been the team's leading scorer all season long. It was 2-1 Syracuse. Look at this move. An ankle breaker from Guzik. She was one of 3 Syracuse players with a hat trick. The Orange led by 2 at that point. But in the second half, Duke causing a turnover and taking the lead off of this Bella Goodwin finish. It was 6-5 Duke at that point. They scored 3 unanswered, but Ashley Volpe with the response late third quarter. Syracuse up a goal. These two teams kept going back and forth. The Orange under some pressure. They concede. That was part of 4 in a row for Duke, but in the late stages, here's the dagger. After the score was tied 9-9, Ashley Volpe buries it, and Syracuse comes out with a 1-goal victory, their 3rd of the season, and head coach Reggie Thorpe spoke on that after the game.
Just, it's been a lot of dogfights this year. I think when you get you get in so many dogfights, you just kind of get immune to it, and you don't get too rattled. And I said, this team plays with a lot of composure and calmness.
A lot of dogfights for the Syracuse team. Now, the men's squad, 11 miles down the road at UNC, wasn't so fortunate. Their 6-game win streak came to a screeching halt in a top 3 showdown at UNC. 14-9 the final score. Most notably, 0 points for Joey Spallina. No one expected that. Syracuse hopes to bounce back when Virginia comes to town on Saturday. So as men's lacrosse prepares for that showdown this upcoming weekend, Syracuse men's basketball is preparing for the long-term future. And a week after Jerry McNamara was introduced as the new head coach, SU's new leader announced 3 additions to his coaching staff earlier today. Ryan Daly, Ben Lee, and Arinze Onuaku are all joining GMAC staff. Daly comes over from VCU, while Lee and Onuaku were assistants, I should say, under McNamara at Siena and following here to Cuse. It's also a homecoming for Onuaku, who played at Syracuse for 5 years and racked up over 1,200 points in his Orange career. And while those important offseason decisions are being made here on the Hill, the college basketball season officially culminates tonight in Indianapolis with UConn taking on Michigan. The Huskies are going for their 3rd title in 4 years. They've never lost in the national championship. Meanwhile, Michigan going for its 1st title since 1989. Tip-off is just before 9 o'clock tonight. Guys, that's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Sam, thank you. And coming up, we'll have one last look at your wake-up weather.
Stick with us.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back. If you're waking up for class or work tomorrow around 9 a.m., it is going to be 32 degrees, but keep in mind that it is going to snow throughout the day, but the temperature should remain pretty consistent.
And the new American High film Pizza Movie premiered this past Friday and is already ranked #1 on Hulu's Top 15 today. The movie was filmed right here in Syracuse.
Yeah, the film features Stranger Things star Gaten Matarazzo and Sean Giambroni as 2 college students who are going to get pizza delivered to the dorm. Guys, I haven't seen the movie myself, but I've seen the posts online talking about it. It seems outrageously funny.
I've just seen so much talk about it just because American High, they went to Syracuse, which is really cool. What have you guys seen about it?
I haven't heard much about it. I don't watch a ton of movies, but it seems like you guys are telling me this is one I gotta watch.
Definitely. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I also think it's so cool that students on campus were involved. That definitely, it's a piece of home.
Yeah, I know. And they had Hunger Games, like the one that they made from memory, go viral on YouTube. So it's really cool to see them be on Hulu and Disney Plus and get that debut as well.
Exactly. And the most important fact, Daniel Radcliffe did in fact play the butterfly.
That's
Fun
true.
fact.
And that's Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Monday.
Don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Tyler Oldano.
And I'm Anjana Dasam. Have a great night, Syracuse.